very interesting weekend. So here we go. I don't know if any of you guys know who Haley Cavinder is, but her and her sister, the Cavinder twins, they were on Miami women's basketball college, and they took the storm in March Madness, and they were popular because they were blonde and they were good looking, and well, at least I think. So Haley announces she is returning, not this season. She will use her COVID year next season, which I did not know that you could even do that. So she's sitting out this year. I think she's in WWE. I don't know what they're doing, but I definitely think she's really good looking. So yeah, me and my friend always joke about her and her sister. There was a pay-per-view on DAZN. Logan Paul, Dillon Danis, KSI, Tommy Fury. I watched it. I thought the Logan Paul fight was a complete waste of time. Hopefully none of you paid money to see that. Dillon Danis just basically put his hands by his face, and basically his goal was to not get knocked out. He just wanted to not make a fool of himself, which in retrospect backfired because now everyone's going to think, well, you didn't even try. So, I didn't understand it. And the security guards were coming in the ring during the rounds. I was like, what is going on? And then at the end of the fight, Dillon tried to choke him, and then Dillon tried swinging at one of the security guards, and then everyone got in the ring. Jake Paul jumped in the ring, and he tried fighting, but there was so many people he didn't know where to go. So yeah, that was interesting. Logan Paul won by I think it was by disqualification, but who really gives a F? I mean, both these guys suck. It's just for the public, because we all know them, because they're all on social media, all of them. So it's just something to talk about in our lives. KSI, he faced Tommy Fury, the brother of, or I think he's a half brother of Tyson Fury, the world heavyweight champion of boxing. Honestly, in my opinion, I thought KSI won, but I guess, I'm not right, I guess, because they gave it to Tommy Fury, unanimous decision. I thought KSI was definitely doing more. I mean, basically they hugged each other the whole fight, which was really boring to watch. So hopefully no one paid to see that, because, those two fights were awful. Just a bad display. I don't really like watching fights anyway, really. They really bore me out. Connor Bedard, Blackhawks star, #1 pick, made his debut. They beat the Penguins opening night, and then I think they've lost ever since. So it's going to be a long year for the Blackhawks, unfortunately. Despite Bedard, he's still only 17, 18, so there's only so much you can do, and it takes more than one guy. The Chicago Bears, they lost once again. Justin Fields got hurt. I don't know what quarter. I think maybe third. But yeah, it was a pretty sloppy game. Fields hurt his hand, and then our backup Tyson Bagent, however you say his name, came in, and he fumbled the ball for a scoop and score. We ended up losing 19-13. So another loss. I think we're 1-5 now. So another long year for Chicago sports, unfortunately. Another good college football game this weekend was, I was looking forward to it because I've been following this guy since he played at my mom went to Indiana, And this guy, Michael Penix Jr., he started at Indiana. I think he like tore his ACL or something. And then he like sat out that year, and then he transferred to Washington. I think this is his 6th year, so this is it for him. But you know, if you're a 6th year, you got to be pretty good. So yeah, he faced off against Bo Nix in Oregon. Bo Nix, I think he's a 5th year, so it was a pretty veteran matchup, and both teams were very well matched, and Washington ended up winning 36-33, but I thought that was... And finally, someone made a 33-yard field goal or something, 30-yard field goal on on College Game Day, but Pat McAfee, he does it all because he was a kicker or punter. So he gave the guy missed it the first try, but then he said it was for 60,000, but then he's like, all right, I'll for 30 try it again, and he made it. But I think the guy played soccer, but I don't know. I think I would miss miserably, but I would love to try it. Yeah, Philadelphia, there's no more undefeated teams in the NFL. Philadelphia went down to the Jets, and the 49ers went down. I'm trying to think who played the 49ers. I'm blanking on that, but the 49ers also lost. So there's no more unbeaten teams. Christian McCaffrey went down. I don't know what his injury is. A lot of injuries have been happening. So I don't know. My prediction, I think honestly it might be a rematch, Philly and Kansas. I don't know who in the AFC could beat Kansas, honestly. I have no idea. I don't know. I think it would be Philly and honestly, Detroit's pretty tough too. I mean, Detroit Lions, man, they've been playing really well. I wouldn't want to play that team. So yeah, and then my dad's college, Iowa State. They won this past weekend on the road at Cincinnati. That was a crazy score to see that they won by 20. I was shocked. Their freshman quarterback, he's really stepping up, and they finally got this guy. I think he's a lineman back from the six game suspension or something from doing this gambling. He was gambling or something. I don't know. He got caught or something. And then also for that media day for Cyclone women's and men's basketball came up. So I'm excited. I don't know how good the women's will be, but the men, I expect them to be really good because they got some players this year. So I will be going to the DePaul is hosting Iowa State. When I saw that they were coming, I was like, oh my, I don't know. I have to go. Whatever I have to do, I have to be there. The Bulls, Chicago Bulls, for me, it's just hard for me to watch because they're just so bad. It's just pathetic to watch. I mean, it's just like the same thing every year. It's like always something. It just doesn't make sense. And then the managers are like, "Oh, we like this team." It's like, how can you like mediocre? It just doesn't make sense. And then you see teams like the Bucks and the Celtics, they make these trades, and they're paying guys $400 million just to play. Like Jaylen Brown, he makes that much. I mean, Jesus. I know we're paying Lonzo Ball, but I mean, it's unfortunate. So, you know what? I think next year will be a determining factor because if Lonzo can come back, we might have a shot. But if he can't, then we get $20 million of extra salary that we can use, according to Casey Johnson, Chicago Bulls inside reporter. But yeah, I don't know. I'm hopeful for the Bulls this year. I'll be rooting for Derrick Rose on Memphis. The The Bears, I mean, they get Carolina's first pick, so I mean, despite when they might have the first two picks because it'll be 1 and 2, but boom, that's how bad both of those teams are. But yeah, I don't think Carolina's even won yet. At least the Bears have won a game. Other than that, oh yeah, Colorado. I think they played Friday night, and against Stanford, I think, and I turned it off. It was like when I turned it off, it was 14-0, but then I looked again, and it was like 29-0, and then I looked and the next morning it was 46-43 thriller, double overtime. Stanford wins the game. I mean, how do you give up 40, or I don't know how many they gave up before the first overtime, but unbelievable. I mean, that's remarkable to come back. Oh yeah, and then for that Oregon game, the kicker missed a game-tying field goal to go to overtime, I think. So that was a crusher for them. Oh yeah, and then 49ers lost to the Browns because the 49ers kicker Moody from Michigan, he missed a field goal to tie the game to go to overtime. And I was just like, Robbie Gould, man, he was on that team, and now he's gone. He made like every kick for them. So I don't know why they got rid of him, but they're paying the price. Yeah, Jalen Hurts threw 3 interceptions against the Jets. That was crazy. I don't think he's thrown 3 interceptions in the NFL. I'm not sure about that. But, other than that, guys, I mean, we got Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou fight coming up. I'm excited for that. The MLB playoffs are in the championship series, Texas and Houston, and Phillies and Diamondbacks. I think Texas, I don't know if Texas won tonight, but if they did, they'll be up 2-0 going back home with Scherzer coming back from injury. So, I mean, it's looking good for them. And then, I don't know, the game 1 is tonight for Philly and Arizona. I think it's at Philly. And their crowd is always crazy, so expect that game to be pretty good because both those teams are playing really well right now. So, other than that, yeah, this weekend for UFC, man, what a freaking crazy last week it was. They had to switch up 2 title fights, or just 1 title fight, but another matchup I'll get into. But the first one was the main one, which is Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev. Charles Oliveira had to drop out because he got a cut on his eye, and it was so big that they just didn't want to risk it flying over to Abu Dhabi where the fight was, and I think he's in Brazil. So they had to call Volkanovski, who I think he just had surgery in like after July, and I think he's ready to go. And he fought Islam Makhachev back, I think, earlier this year and lost a unanimous decision. So he's rematching, and it's going to be an incredible fight because it was pretty close last time. But Makhachev is just he's, you know, I think I don't know if he's related to Khabib Nurmagomedov, but Khabib is coaching him, and Khabib's like the best. You know, their style is just put you in deep waters and just wrestle you. They'll just wrestle you the whole match, and they don't care as long as they win. But yeah, I mean, and then the other one, Paulo Costa and Khamzat Chimaev. Paulo Costa had to drop out because of surgery on his elbow, some virus or bacteria. I don't know what happened to him, but he had to pull out. And one of my favorite fighters, Kamaru, the Nigerian Nightmare, Usman, will be flying to Fight Island to face Khamzat Chimaev, one of the most... I mean, both these guys are killers. So this matchup is going to be absolutely insane. I can't wait to watch it. But yeah, I mean, who was I was gonna shout out someone, but I just can't remember. Yeah, I think that will do it. I will be recapping a lot this next weekend. The NBA in-season tournament starts, so we'll see how that goes. I mean, I think I'll be interested. I don't know if it will interest other people, but I think I will be, just to look at who gets to go, or I don't know. It's something new. They play these games, and then whoever the Final Four go to Vegas or something. I don't know how it exactly works, but this is the first time they're doing it, so we'll see. But yeah, that's it, guys. I start a new job tomorrow, so wish me luck, and I'll see you next week. Thanks. Take care.